What's up, everybody, and welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about the myth of the truth. Okay, now this video I would consider a necessity. It needs to be made. I had a conversation through private message on the GH15 board, and I actually had a conversation the other day with, who was I talking to? I can't remember who it was. It was an in-person conversation, and it was basically about what this pro takes, that pro takes, whatever. And, you know, oh no, I was having a conversation with Frank Yang. That's right, Frank Yang. It was actually last night. And it was a conversation about who I thought was natural. Do I think this guy's natural, that guy natural? And how can I tell if someone was taking steroids by looking at them? You know, and I told Frank flat out, it's very difficult to tell just by looking at someone, because some people genetically do have those gifts that make them look like they're on drugs. But the bottom line is, the myth of the truth is, nobody really knows what these people do. Okay, so, you know, I have personally talked to some pros, listened to what their cycles and stuff were, and, you know, people are like, oh, you can't believe them because, you know, that's what they're really doing. Well, how the fuck do you know that's not what they're doing? You have no proof. You have no proof that is what they're doing, and you have no proof that that's not what they're doing. You know, you're like, oh, you shouldn't be so naive as to believe them. Well, how do you know? Nobody knows what these guys are taking, or if they're natural with these fake natties or whatever, except for them. And that's the way it's going to be. So everybody that's sitting around there pissing and moaning and arguing about whether this guy's natural or this guy fucking lied about what he took, you don't fucking know. It's all speculation as to what you're saying. It's all speculation as to what I'm saying. And unless that person, the only way to actually fucking prove what that person is doing is if they bought shit from an undercover cop or got busted with shit and there was a record of everything that they fucking had that was made available to the public, then you would see, excuse me, legitimately what they had in their house, and even then you wouldn't be able to tell the fucking dosages. There is absolutely no way. Now, there's supposedly these people that are in the know. Oh, all the pros do this. The pros take that. No, that's what you perceive the pros as taking, okay? You do not fucking live with them 24 hours a day. Go in the bathroom when they do their fucking shots. Count their ampules in a drawer to find out how many they fucking shot this week. Count how many fucking vials left of HGH. You don't do that stuff, so you have no idea. It's speculation because that's what you believe, okay? Little quick story time. There was a kid in, I'm going to call him a kid because he was only about 20 years old, maybe 21. And he was about 200 pounds, and the kid looked like he was already on drugs. And he was accused many times of being on drugs already. And I remember, you know, talking to this kid in the gym because a lot of people wanted to know who he was. And he was like, I don't take anything. He goes, I can't get anything. Nobody will give me anything. They assumed he was already on, and he was so good already that they're like, I'm not going to give him something so he can beat me on stage. Fuck him. So, and this is going back to probably 98 or 9, well, I don't even know what year it was. But bottom line was I hooked this kid up, okay, for the first time. So I gave him his first steroid cycle back in the day. And he wound up being 246 pounds. At like 6% body fat, with enormous fucking quads that were cross-striated. He was shoulder pressing 405, okay? And that's a military press. It's not a fucking machine. The kid grew out of control, unbelievable, and was a pro-size, pro-condition individual after a couple of cycles, okay? And I know what he was taking because I gave it to him. And he would come back to get the next one after he ran out, because he didn't have a lot of money. Now, the average person would look at the people that I'm talking to now would say, that motherfucker's on 3 grams of test, 2 grams of tren, blah, 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 blah. He was on like 800 milligrams of test a week and 800 milligrams of Deca a week. And if he could afford the D-ball, he'd throw that in there. That's it, 1,600 milligrams. And he was pro-size, okay? And he wasn't even fucking, he would drink like 4 Myoplexes or Metrixes a day and eat like 2 food meals. All right, so that right there blows out of the water about how these guys have to take so much shit to get to that level, because he was that level, okay? And when I say was, he passed away. It's a long story, but the bottom line was this kid was on the fast track to be in the pros like that, on very minimal shit, eating very poorly, because he really couldn't afford to eat the food that he needed to eat, or take the drugs he needed to take, and you would speculate, oh, he's on tons of shit. He wasn't. So the bottom line is, I don't know why everybody's fucking arguing, making a big deal about, well, this guy does that, he's a liar, and this, that. Everybody's a fucking liar. There's no way to prove, even if they're telling the fucking truth, they're a liar. Because there's no way to fucking prove. And there's no way to trust anybody nowadays, because fucking 95% of the people lie. So they've ruined it for the rest of everybody. So essentially what we have to do is sit around and point fingers and speculate as to who's doing what, but when it really boils down to it, who gives a shit? Do what you have to do to get your results. Take what you have to take to get the results that you need. It doesn't matter what everybody else does. It's probably a lie anyways. BioWestryTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. www.biowestrytraining.com is the blog, and there, the Myth Bicep out.